So assuming that everyone starts at zero, these are the things that can build your wealth. You can be born with rich parents, you can be born lucky, maybe you're born in a first world country, you can speak English, you have access to technology, that's lucky. Even if you don't win the lottery, it's lucky if you live in a first world country and you have access to running water and you don't got to worry about bombs flying over your head, that's lucky. Now your path to wealth is a little bit easier than somebody who's living in a third world country that can't speak English, that doesn't have access to the internet, that's worried about a bomb flying over their head. So you got a little bit of element of luck there too. Your hard work, your education, your financial education. These are the things that can help you become wealthy, and the things that kind of destroy wealth are now especially lack of financial education. This is one of the most prominent things that you see happen in first world countries, because now you have so much money and you have so much access to credit and everybody has all these nice things. So what do? Well, you use tomorrow's income to finance today's lifestyle with debt. And now you're living paycheck to paycheck because you're financing everything. You have a brand new car that you financed. You have new AirPods. You have Lululemon leggings. You have $20,000 worth of credit card debt. You have $60,000 worth of student loans just because you think this is normal, because everybody else keeps spending money and has all these nice things. So you think you should do it too, and you don't understand the real cost of this, and you don't understand how you can use your money the right way. Now, of course, even in first world countries, there are other things that can destroy your opportunity to become wealthy, like having a poor mindset. If you don't have a good mindset, you have just destroyed all chance that you had to become wealthy, unless you win here or here. But if you don't have a good mindset, I mean, that is the foundation to becoming wealthy. That's why we are the minority mindset, because it's about the mindset of thinking differently than the majority of people, which is why if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, you should do that. But the reason why this is so important to understand now than ever before is because we're in a society where the rich and the financially educated are becoming richer, while the middle class is getting wiped out and the poor is becoming poorer thanks to two things. The first is cheap debt. And when I say cheap debt, I mean first that it is very cheap for you to go out and borrow money. So if you want to go out and buy a home, or if you want to go out and put more money on your credit card, it is very cheap to do that. And the second part of cheap debt is that it is very easy for you to go out and qualify for more debt. This cheap and easy access to debt makes a lack of financial education so much more painful now, because we're seeing a whole new generation of people that are just racking up debt, using this debt, this cheap debt, to buy things that are not paying them, because it is now so easy to go into debt. Back in the day, the worst kind of debt was credit card debt, because with credit card debt, you would have to go to the store and you could swipe your card and you didn't realize how much money you were spending. So if you were bad with your money and you didn't know how to spend your money, having a credit card was kind of like adding fuel to the fire, because now anytime you shopped, now you were more likely to spend more money than you had. Now we're seeing this problem become a whole lot worse, because you can just shop online. And so instead of having to drive to the store to spend money off your credit card, you have one click, push to buy, and so you can rack up this credit card debt without even realizing it. And it is so much more easy to go into credit card debt. But even worse than that, we have a whole new kind of online programs to help people buy now and pay later, or as I like to call it, broke now, broke later, because you have all these programs like Affirm and Afterpay, which allow you to shop online at your favorite e-commerce stores. And when you go to the checkout page, they say, hey, instead of paying this $100 right now, do you want to pay it off in installments? And so we have this kind of whole new generation of people that are entering this whole new world of buy now, pay later, because we have never really experienced the real cost and effects of this yet. Like with credit cards, we know that credit cards is expensive. We know that credit cards can be dangerous if we don't know how to use them. But if you know how to use credit cards, they can be a great tool. Now with these buy now and pay later programs, it is very easy for people to get access to money that's not theirs, to buy things that they don't need, and to buy things that are not paying them. And beyond just that, because interest rates are so low, you have so many people borrowing money or pulling money out of their homes because they're thinking, wow, interest rates are so cheap, so might as well pull some new equity out of my home, because home prices have been shooting up. And so people are just pulling cash out of their homes, that way they have more money to spend. Now, refinancing on your mortgage is a great idea, especially when interest rates fall, because now you can save a whole lot of money in your mortgage just by getting a new cheaper mortgage. But when you're pulling out equity in your home, this is kind of like imaginary money, because the real value of your home is not what an appraiser thinks your home is worth. It's what someone's actually willing to pay for your home. And so now you have a whole kind of industry of people that are pulling out cash out of their homes because interest rates are so low, and they're using this cash to go out and shop. Mortgage debt might not be as expensive as credit card debt, but now we have all these people that are going into debt because debt is so cheap, and they're using this money to shop, and at the same time it is easy to access this debt. So we have so many people borrowing money to buy things that are not paying them. Wealthy people and the financially educated don't do that. They're not going into debt to finance their vacation to Cancun. they're using debt, if at all, they're using debt to buy assets which make them money. Because now you're using the bank's money, which is cheap, and you're using this bank's money to make you more money. The majority of people, when they're going into debt, they're using this money to buy things that make them look rich. Vacations, clothes, cars. These things make you look rich, but they keep you broke. Wealthy people and rich people, if they use debt, they're using it as a tool to buy assets which are cash flowing, which are making them money, while the majority of people are not. And so you have this whole kind of group of people, this majority of people that are going deeper and deeper into debt to buy things that are making them broker, while the financially educated are using this cheap debt to make them richer. And so this is the first thing why you're seeing this bigger divide between the rich and the poor, because there is such easy access to debt. And so rich people are using this easy access to debt to become richer, and the poor and the financially educated are using this easy access to debt to buy things that are making them poorer. The second reason why you're seeing a bigger divide between the rich and the poor is because of inflation. After the 2008 crash happened, you saw so much money printing happen in 2008 and 2009, and when this money printing happened, that devalues our dollar. And then when the 2020 pandemic and recession hit, you saw even more money printed in 2020 and 2021, which caused even more devaluation of the dollar. Every time you print more money, the value of the dollars that you're working hard to earn and the value of the dollars that you're working hard to save goes down, because our dollars kind of run like supply and demand. When you have more dollars in the world, the value of each dollar that you have doesn't have as much buying power. And so as more and more money is printed, the value of each dollar that you hold goes down. So the whole idea behind inflation is that as more money is printed, the value of your dollars go down, which makes the price of everything else, your rent, your groceries, your vacations, your hospital bills, go up. And it's kind of funny and sad at the same time, because the Federal Reserve Bank comes out and they say that inflation is not that bad, and so they're working to increase inflation, while at the same time we have a whole generation of people that can't even afford their housing payments. Sure, maybe on your projections and your inflation charts, inflation might not look so bad, but if you look at reality, not just in theory, but reality, the real life that people are living, people cannot afford their cost of living because housing prices keep going up and your groceries keep going up while wages don't keep up. And so we have a whole generation of people that are really struggling to survive financially because we have the cost of living going up, we have the standard of living going up with wages that are not going up, and we don't have any financial education because none of us go to school learning about how to manage our money. None of us go to school learning about how to invest or how to build our wealth. But if we did, then a lot of people probably would be using their money very differently. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.